Hello everybody and welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie Versus. I don't know if my hello came out there right, but we will be doing Clanker's Cavern, but we're going to be going a bit out of the loop here because I want to be unlocking the next level before I even start the level, if that makes any sense. So right in this area there are some switches to press, and there's a little, if you saw there was a pipe in the background of the Xbox screen, which, you know, it has a level gateway in it. Well, I mean, just a puzzle, not the entrance to the level. Skip Brentilda there. She gives you good information, which is useful around the final boss area. But maybe I'll do a video for that on its own. Because, you know, some of her information is good for speedruns, but I don't know. I can't explain it without showing it, but use the information she provides wisely. So we unlocked Bubble Gloop Swamp, which is a Shudder level. I used to like that level. But that's not the level we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about Clanker's Cavern. This is, like I said on the last episode, a very well-hated level. I used to hate it. Now it's probably one of my favorites because of how easy it actually is. It's easy and it has like a bunch of like cool, like, it's such an odd level. You'd have to see it first and play it, but it's like such a difficult yet so easy to speedrun level because this level is like quicker than Treasure Trove Cove if you're quick enough, but it's really easy to screw up in a lot of places here. So this area is split up into many different parts. I think that might be the first turn off. So this first part is above ground, and those guys you can run past them. There are other ones that are elevated lower. So you have to attack them or wait for them to do the little chomping animation. I think they're actually called like chompas or something. Yeah, so there's like 8 notes and a Jinjo, and that's it. Like, that's everything that's up there. And now starts the swimming of the level, which is probably why everyone hates this level. I know it's not. I can tell you damn well where everyone hates the level, and that will be coming up in a couple minutes. So here's Clanker. This is his cavern. I don't understand how he works or why he exists, but he's like a garbage grinder. But I don't know. He just wants to be a bit happier than what his life has been built for him. You're gonna be seeing like some damn near perfect swimming abilities on the Xbox gameplay. And the Nintendo 64 version, you will be seeing some really terrible swimming. And I'm surprised that this is going to be the shortest episode of the entire Let's Play. Because when I was editing out the first few episodes, and the first and second one are the exact same time about like milliseconds or anything. And then this one was going to be like a few seconds longer, but I just decided to like erase one little area towards the very end of the Nintendo 64 gameplay. It's not going to be like super easy to notice. And then I'm almost dying here on the Xbox version, but you know, I just gotta beat these crabs. This is like one of the few jiggies you can get before having to do the most difficult part of the entire level. And then the Nintendo 64 version is starting to do it. I'm starting to get sore of talking. I'm trying to record all this audio in one day because I have the day off of school and nobody's home for the next many hours. Yeah, so you just have to beat all the crabs, and then, like, this is a part I screw up a lot. Just trying to get up here. There we go. But yeah, I will be catching up with the Nintendo 64 version. A slaughter of time. Yep, so there's one more jig I'm gonna get before I meet up with the Nintendo 64 version. There's this super long and twisty-turny pipe. I don't know if it's called a pipe, but it leads to a jiggy end. What's cool is that like there's a grate here, so you can see it from the other side of the level. Like, so there's Clanker. It's like you'll be like, oh, there's a jiggy in there. How do I get it? And then you find the pipe next to it that's super long. You're like, is it worth it? I think I might die losing oxygen. And then you live, and you get the jiggy, and then you come back, and you still live. Hopefully, the reverse camera can be a game changer if you're not prepared for it. But now I get to go all the way down. This is why people hate this level. What I'm going to be doing on the Xbox version super easily. Because, so there is a crank that I'm just about to twist here. You have to go inside the key 3 times. And then that opens up pretty much the rest of the entire level. And it's not that it's difficult, but it's just so suspenseful and swimming controls and trying to get the air bubbles and not die. And then, if that wasn't bad enough, now there's a bunch of notes you have to collect down here and a Jinjo. So don't miss them. Yeah, so that unlocked the entire level now. There was maybe like one more Jinjo I could get, like one more Mumbo token and a honeycomb piece. But otherwise, everything else you had to do this part before you can progress at all. So, one thing that you may notice on the Nintendo 64 version is that, like once I get onto land, the oxygen gauge is gonna still be on screen even though I'm on land. That's because I had like a weird TV that I recorded on. It was like an HD TV that couldn't output HD or input HD at all. It was just a flat screen TV that said it had HD like abilities, but it sure as hell didn't. And if something is on the screen for a long period of time, it will just like save whatever was on the screen. So like you can see it has like my life meter, the Banjo-Kazooie symbol, and the number of lives just right in the corner there. And they will slowly fade away, but it's just, I don't know, it looks so stupid. And like, you know, you pay a lot of money to get a nice TV, and then TV turns to shit. Yeah, so the other file doesn't even have a single jiggy unless I missed it and didn't edit that. But yeah, 2 to 0, and then we have the same amount of notes, and the other has a honeycomb. And now we're gonna have 40 notes, so it's gonna be all good. Yeah, that was the first jiggy I just got on the Nintendo 64 version. And then, so, like, even though most of the level is like swimming, I think more of it is actually played like without swimming. You know, you have to swim to get from place to place. And I'm just about to get the other honeycomb here. That's, I don't know, I feel like these have some of the easiest honeycombs of all of the levels. Mainly because they're like right next to each other. They're not so easy to find, like one of them is like half underwater. But it's like one that you just kind of stumble into most of the time. Like if you're looking for it, you'll be like looking in every nook and cranny, like where could it be? It's not just going to be floating out in the water. Yeah, but I think for like a short moment, I don't know if it already happened or what, but I think I'll be ahead on the Nintendo 64 version for like a couple seconds. I don't think quite yet, but I mean, we're tied right now. Like that one jump on the Xbox version that I just made, that was like, I got so pissed off when I found out that I got a new personal best, because I'm like, that wasted so much time, and then the fact that I'm doing this for a Let's Play. So I might be doing this again on my own time, just to, I don't know if I'll get the swimming like to be perfect again. Oh, I felt like I didn't do anything different. with swimming. Other than to just run into the stuff I need. But yeah, this is a lower placed, like Champa, I don't know what they're called again. So you can either kill it or wait for it. I decided to wait. I think on the Nintendo 64 version I killed it. But yeah, we'll be running into these enemies again on level 7. And they're the exact same. I think they're just like larger. I don't remember at all. This area that I'm doing right now is really difficult for like newbie players. Because, you know, you're not good at video games yet, so it's tough. And then here's a Mumbo token. You know, like if I'm speedrunning, I'm probably gonna just skip any Mumbo tokens to get a new personal best. Like I might be top 100 if I do this over again. I don't know. And then here is the blue Jinjo swag. So I have only the purple Jinjo left, and that's maybe like the last thing I collect in this entire level. But yeah, we're at 462 and 462, so it looks like we're tied, but in actuality, the Xbox version is miles ahead of its time. Because now I'm at 5 jiggies. Just gotta get back on Clanker's back. I think I'm gonna be doing like his blowhole now. I like how it's not just a blowhole, there's like a screw inside it that you can ride on top to get to another location with a jiggy and some notes. Yeah, they later on into the game, they just love putting those narrow, bendy pathways that if you fall off, you either die or just fuck up a bunch of time. But, you know, that's what difficulty is. Now I get to go inside Clanker for real, for real. There's a witch switch. Just kind of pops out those eyes. And there's all these saw blades. I'm surprised I don't get hit by a single one. I mean, I wasn't really watching for avoiding them. If I got hit once or twice, that wouldn't have been the end of my run. And then I jump off here, and then I don't turn around. That's... I don't know if that really made too much of a difference, but then I had to go back into the mouth area to get a couple more notes. Like, this is an area that, like, on the average first playthrough, you'll go in, like, first, probably, because once you open up the teeth, you're like, oh, cool, I'll just hop on in, and then... But then, like, when I do my speedruns, this is, like, an area I always forget to do until, like, the very end. Okay, and then here is a little hoop jumping thing. I think they do these kind of hoops quite a bit more in the sequel. I know they do it once, at least, in the sequel, so... Like, it's so weird, like, how the sequel is, like, so much better and so much worse. Like, I don't know, I like playing this game a lot more than the sequel, but the sequel is just like, if you're gonna do one playthrough of each game, like, the sequel's gonna be the better game. But this one's just nicer because it's... I guess it's more bite-sized. I don't know if I'll ever be doing a Let's Play of the sequel. Just because there's one level that I just can't do at all. Like all the levels are kind of difficult, but just one of them I'd rather die than try and 100% it, because it will take me like 4 hours probably. Just because it's so confusing. Like this level has some confusing areas, but you usually get like a kind of sense of direction. I don't know, it's hard to explain without showing again. But looking at the stats right now, we are going to be at 890 and 2 against 770 and 2. So it looks really close once again, but I just realized we're 15 minutes in. I feel like it's gonna be like a larger gap. I already know that on my Nintendo 64 run, there are two like blocks of notes that I just kind of forgot about. One of them is gonna be the mouth, which is a kind of foreshadowing moment that I was mentioning. But also just, I'm bad at swimming. And then here is the move to unlock, all the way at the very end of my Xbox run. There is a nifty little speedrun trick, which I will kind of explain once the camera changes. Anytime now, bottles. You can also like skip through dialogue, but I didn't do that on this run. I also don't remember how, but I wasn't gonna do it anyways. Yeah, so like, these blades are super fast. But apparently if you like stay on the right side, there's like a certain crease area, which I'll be doing on the way back. And like if you just stand in that certain area, like no matter what speed you're walking in, like the blades just won't cut you, like just that area that I was in. So you're all safe there, so that's a really good speedrun tactic. Of course, when you get the notes, like you risk your health, but some speedrunners have been able to just like pass that without having to get hit at all. They just like kind of zigzag back and forth, getting the notes and the safe zone. But here's the last Jinjo and Jiggy. And if I was like really good about my speedrunning, I would just quit right here and see what my time is, because we're at about 17 seconds in. Like this is a whole like minute almost of me just walking back to the level that I could have like knocked off of my time, which really pisses me off once again. Then on my Nintendo 64 run, I have 880 and 2. It looks like I'm just going to be doing the stuff that I got earlier on the Xbox run. And I'm just going to grab this egg here. Maybe 2? No, only 1. Yeah, I'm going to be getting to a point where these items are going to be really valuable. Because when you first get them, you're like, oh man, I have plenty of these. Like, I can just waste them. But if you're running on a time limit, then you know, just, yeah, and the camera there, just wasting my time. So yeah, I added like an extra 55 seconds just because I had to walk back to the level. We'll be seeing what my time is. It was really good. I think it was like 15 minutes, I don't remember. That sounds about right. And I will be just getting the last Jiggy here from the Witch Switch, since I already unlocked the next level. So hell yeah. And then let's see what is left on the Nintendo 64 run. Just the notes that I missed on getting, and maybe a Jinjo, or where am I on that map? Oh, I don't know where my guy was, where I was going on there, but where are you going? Was it just the blue Jinjo? Because I just skipped a different area. Yeah, my personal best for Treasure Trove Cove is 1328. And then Clanker's Cavern, I got 1541 on this current run. So I could have... There were a lot of areas where I know where I could have saved time. Like 435 is really good, considering that 470,505 people that could be on the leaderboard or like have played this level. I think like the very first level there's like 2 million or something, so that means at least 2 million people have played Banjo-Kazooie on the Xbox. That's pretty cool. Or have made different gamer tags. I don't know if like they delete the ones where like they played it when they got the game and they haven't touched their Xbox since. But you know, we're getting the last notes. I really wish I could just speedrun this last part, because it's gonna be 3 more minutes until I wrap things up. So I guess I'll talk about a different thing going on. I got some Xbox One controllers. This was like a month ago by this point. You know, like surprisingly, it took me like a long time to get 4 Wii remotes. Like, so I had like a bunch of Nintendo 64 controllers and a bunch of GameCube controllers, and that's in most part because like my parents bought them for me. I think I would have bought my own GameCube controllers because I just love that system, and they're like super cheap on the GameStop website now. And I probably would have found them at Goodwill and all those other places for even cheaper. And then like Wii remotes. I have a bunch of like 4-player Wii games, but it was just like always the double controller that came with the Wii, and then we bought like one more controller for my sister to play with me. When we got that like 9 years ago. Holy crap, that was 9 years ago, 9 or 10. And I've just kind of been skipping on getting the other 2 Wii remotes for a long time because like my parents are like video game challenged, I guess. I've tried like making them play games for a while now. I mean, like, this is a period that started like 4 years ago, and I tried it for like 2 years, and they just could not play video games at all. And it was frustrating because I wanted to have like a family game night that wasn't just like a board game. And then my sister never wanted to do it either, so like that upset me. Cause like this was like a phase for my sister. I shouldn't be talking about this. Yes, then we got 2 more Wii remotes like 1 year, but they weren't like first party ones. I probably could get them at like a pawn store at an affordable price nowadays. But we just have like 2 really crappy third party Wii remotes. And by crappy, I mean that like the sound on them is like a bit more like bassy, I should say, or reverb. I don't know what the phrase is, but they like echo a bit, I should say. And then they drain batteries super quickly, so that's why we never use them. Or just keep the they drain the battery like even when you don't have a they're on. When they're not on, they drain the battery, I should say. And then, you know, like PlayStation 2 only has 2 controllers, and one of the controllers I use is a PlayStation 1 controller. So yeah, and then Wii U, I only have the gamepad, and I just got like 1 controller last year. And I'm really upset that like Mario Kart Wii, or Mario Kart 8, you can't do that. And holy crap, the episode's ending. But anyways, I got 4 Xbox One controllers, so I might be able to do some stuff with that. But feel free to leave a like for the episode. Yeah.